So I said, no, that's all I needed over there, a portal. Yeah, to a system that go off and work with, actually test in real time and go off and see what's wrong with it. Like in this case, I don't know what the fuck they've been doing over the last 5 years. They had like a 5 year start. Yeah, the best they could give me so far is just what, a Quest 3. I'm like, really? After 5 years? Yeah, that thing should evolve even faster, beyond if you can imagine. So, no, because apparently I still have to go off and do software development. Because the platform over there was competing with all the software developers with their own platforms. They're already competing inside a domain like trolls within a core house over here that's maintained by different groups that go off and lock down certain sector militarily. So yeah, so they lock down the developers inside of a community that's small on especially that gets sorted out by bigger corporations and bigger groups that go off and make sure that the shitty ass technology and the system cannot lead to like unique style or like artwork that's way to like customizing things around the space to be able to express yourself around the space because everything was related to money and the big guy over there making sure that you can only buy his stuff that he wanted to offer over there. What's up? The drug dealer or like the pimp wanted you to come to for everything that you needed to him over here. What's up? So that you don't go off to like Ted over here or Susie over here to go off and buy stuff around the space. So he sold you everything inside the house, including the drinks and everything, aside including the toilet, to make sure that you can get a maximize of money into anything that you wanted, specifically also. Yeah, and then eventually here comes consumerism, individualism, the thing that he hates so much. The devil hates individualism because then it disrupts the entire market and then create more work on top of them. So yeah, now you have to share a market with a win-up group over here that created weird handheld system over here. Just because of the fact that some kid want to play Minecraft on a virtual headset. Yeah, now there's custom keyboards over here that people pay hundreds of dollars for. The feds would never look into the system over here for like possible money laundering, nothing like that. The business is clean, right? They can't tell the difference. It's attractive. It's a real product and a real system. How can they tell whether or not the dude is invested into his company over here by selling him free security around his mining field over here? He sent the special agents to go off and work for in that field for free as a security team over here. What's up? The girls over here in the sun over here all work for free on behalf of that mission itself because of the fact that the guy and the family get back like maybe $1 trillion over the next 2 decades. So they send these people over here to go off and give this guy a discount. It's out of a manufacturing capability with like free mercenaries and soldier slaves or something like that operate for the state. So now all of a sudden this guy will get $1 billion from nowhere. Just because of the fact that you get that wrong connection inside of a legitimate product and a legitimate system where you get the right investors that they can't tell which is money laundering and which is a real business on the space. Because apparently the stuff that they bought or stuff for is legal. It's not even money being traded. It just generates money over time, legally. Yeah, so that's how I tell you, don't worry about this market and the system over here. You just play into the game. You watch your regulation in the system over here, and you produce things of value continuously over time. Because you're living inside of a business of warfare where you have multiple people that want to move big money more in the space. And that system itself is locked down between like how good a product you develop and if it's legitimate. No, because they don't want you to create fake products and stuff that's not of value around the space to quickly move money around the space. They notice. Yeah, so that's why we're into the knockoff competition. Yeah, and then I get all sorts of stuff fall into like a space where including the art gallery for like money laundering and all that shit from my time. What's up? Yeah, NFCs. No, because it's smarter and faster on the special side. Yeah, I got like $5 billion in my stash house on the special, but I got all these kids that run and operate for me. They need for corporation and stuff like that. Right, so that's why I call them all. I'm like, yeah, I whistle on the special. It's late at night. I don't want to disrupt the neighborhood. So somehow I call them out. I whistle like dogs and stuff. I get like 1,000 kids line up, and I go like here. I'm giving this away as I record it, and then we try to turn that into like views over the internet over here. So I got $5 million that I got from drugs, of like kids selling drugs in the schools and stuff. Yeah, because I'm the main supplier on especially I also the ice cream truck and stuff. Yeah. I feed the teenagers over here. They urge. Yeah, especially the young one over here. Not to go off and take after his father's business. So he's training on especially by experimenting the drugs on him. All that stuff on top. So I give him like $5 million to go off and like be with the kids over here. They give me $5, and then I tell them that I'm hosting this party over here in this space here, and we have all these arcade, and then we choose somewhere. We have like gift cards. And that's where it's like Super Nintendo or Super Mario over here. What's up? It just so happened that the game developer lives right next to my house over here. What's up? I give him free maids and free cards on the special stuff, and just like that, he's gonna do me that one favor to go off and like arrange that promotion and bring all these cards over here for me. And then actually in there, I'm gonna have all these kids with their ice cream money that I give them away for free. Go off and like someone deliver my money back to me. It's have a clean system that the feds didn't even know was my money that I held over here if I paid taxes on or nothing like that. That's all. Yeah, so somewhere it's much more cheaper to not pay the Fed taxes and go off and lose $2 on every kid that have to go off and wash my money for me inside of a gift card system. Yeah, inside the same company over there that I invested into. Yeah, a while back with just $20,000. What's up? Legally. Yeah, so later on, yeah, that company is now inflated with that money that I have over here, what's up, that I kept on the side over here, what's up. And now I get extra free money off other investors, man. So I get more money from like that company value raising. And then my $20,000 in my initial investment, so that's legitimate, turned into like $20 million. Thank you. Take that in the money over outside. And then these kids were not giving back that money that I was wasting to like make more money. Yeah, now I got that clean money over here, legitimately. Now I'm able to go off and be like, here, cut me this check right here. What's up? I want this property. I want to go off and work this mayor over here to go off and grab this entire land lot over here, build a skyscraper, build a mall around this place here, move more of that money over here. What's up? And then by the time I'm done over here, I'm sitting at the top. Yeah, I was like Mr. Chairman on the space. What's up? Yeah, I said by the time we're done over here, yeah, I'm going off to like work with law enforcement to then go off and determine what type of security system that I want to protect myself from like all the people over there that I trained early on to make sure they can't turn on me. Oh, I'm not done here. That's a lot. Yeah, I'm so evil into more things. I'm gonna make sure that these people over there could turn into slaves for me. Yeah, it's out of a prison system. And then they send them off on like suicide missions. I was like, oh my god. Oh, I said no. Yeah, I was like, wow. I don't know, man. I was like, yo, what's this guy beating me in? I said, is it inside his own head over here? Because I said by the time we're done over here, yeah, I'm gonna be busy over here doing measurements of like densities on especially with our current functional tools of science on like a university level. Yeah, to then go off and measure densities. Depending on different dimensions, how I'll go off, because I still have to model the value of these densities. Yeah, then I assign a unique identity to it. That's way to the type of catalyst that I go off on like somehow create that unique signature or that trace of that system. Yeah, analogically. When to it, I have to assign a unique value. That's going to be digital. And then that digital space itself, I have to go off and create a unique system to make sure that that number itself does not get lost with the same numbers and become another number. So I have to make it its own material, its own substance over it. The same way you want to somewhat separate the water over there, 2 bottles of water with the same value, 118, 118, this is 118, this is 118. If I don't create a container or that number itself gets to get absorbed and become the same number infinitely on the space amount. So that's why you use a unique software that go off and process this information in a different way with a new logic and a new language. So that inside that space itself, 118 is a green value of a different system than that 118 over here. Yeah. So I said that'll be my way of living for the time being.
Lock closed.
Yeah. Because I said there's so much money for me to go off and make off of this knowledge over here. I don't even know why is that parasites into my office. I told you that's like the worst side of my story where my worst been is that I obtained these parasites that are so aggressive that I have no shame whatsoever. None. As a fact. Yeah, to then go off and violate the law and the system to help themselves to me. Go off and like discover work that I'm doing that's worth millions of dollars as a future rich person. And then steal that information directly from me. If I ever apologize as time moves forward and they do everything in their power to go off and make sure that by the time I was sleeping in the streets with all these roaches, that nobody was helping me out outside, that all they could do is go off and like mock the person, make sure the person is miserable, uncomfortable, and then someone even tried to kill the person in the long term movie. What's up? Yeah. I get on the bus. I get on cyberspace. They will intentionally have the people go off and maximize the temperature and make it as cold as possible. Yeah, just on purpose because of the fact that they know that by the end of the day I might be inside the restaurant and the space area to go off and like somewhat stay warm. Yeah, so just so I cannot stay warm inside that restaurant itself, they intentionally raise the temperature. Yeah, to the highest degree, and they actually somewhat kicking me off on the streets area. Yeah, to prevent me from like staying in the restaurant for like more than an hour. That's all. And then they themselves will find random homeless people. That's all. They found random homeless people who they were allowed to like sleep in that restaurant over there for like more than 8 hours. I'll give them the bathroom. I'll go off and give them free food on especially while they wait for me to get here. And then eventually they put the temperature up and they go off and they call the police on me. And then they showcase to me that they selected that homeless person over here to go off and like be the one over here that they go off and they spoil. And they beating the dog on especially. So by the time, so they treat me like a dog over here that they want ill intent on. That's how they want to punish and then they try to train properly until the dog can walk its stuff more on the special. So they intentionally go off and they stink up the entire McDonald's, showcasing that they're doing charity. They go on the bus over here, showcasing that they're getting free ride. Even that means sticking up the entire bus and making everybody smell shit on the special. Just to go off and showcase that they're much more compassionate. So this is just to compete into that compassionation. That's why I want to go off and practice the First Amendment that allow me to talk a certain way and be like, yo, close my door over there. I go like, yo, close this gate right there and close this door. No, I don't want no solicitation over here. I don't want to go to church with you. I don't even have to answer my door over there unless it's like police if I want. Yeah, if I don't want to open it, the law enforcement can go off and like, I don't know, do their stuff over there with the battering ram and then we should talk to my lawyer later on. Yeah, because nobody put me on notice here to go off and open up the door in a timely fashion and then make me believe it's law enforcement. So I have the right to go to sleep. Until they're like, well, we got this inquiry over here. We must prepare for a judge. And I'll be like, well, okay. Hey, judge, what do you got for me over here? Is that why you're wasting my time? No, sir. All right. So by the time I close my door there, I go like, yeah, fuck white Jesus, black Jesus all the way. What's that? Black power. Yeah, Black Panthers, Nation of Islam. Also saw the stuff here. That's why it's like black immersion. That's me over in the free black spirit. Yeah, that's nice, man. No, I had to choose between a different type of candle and stuff like that, but I chose the lemon scented one. Yeah, man. Well, no, man. Most females already know what that's attached to, and why is it that most males will go off and be like that? What's up? Courtesy of the female, they'll go off and like somewhat. Because you know most of them are clean, especially they like the incense and they also like clean off their house and stuff and so some of the boys, we'll go off and pick up after the cleanliness and the elegance, the beauty and their mothers are on especially. Just because of how well they train them to go off and like somewhat take care of their own space, like their own rooms around especially. So that's why you get to tell the difference between this kid and this kid is this kid over here. We have kids that are like autistic, and the kids will not be autistic. Just the way they maintain their rooms more, especially into like adulthood. And then somewhere they're gonna go off and have a unique style. That's way to like their art space, into like the way they express themselves on the space. Yeah, so that expression itself will go off and like stick with like the young children that they have around the space. So a rich mother that go off and like someone be rich into like culture itself, like in jazz, The first man, especially, will go off and have another level of discipline for the way she dresses the house on the special side. And what she wants as a team itself, especially when she's rich instead of doing music and jazz on the special side. Yeah, so then eventually the kid that's being brought up is going to learn from the adult to how to go off and dress up. And then eventually later on, maybe tiny things over him. That's way to like the way they set up the house. Their friends might stick with them on the space. You know, I'm part of a Rasta family where what we do with incense that we go off and light up on the space here due to the jungle humidity and the stuff like that. So, yeah, but at the same time, I'm like a construction worker on the space. You know, sometimes I deal with like blue and white color fill most times. So, you know, that's why I get that habit over here to go off and like somewhat. Yeah, come down with my clean clothes and then eventually do off and jump the clean clothes away. And then later on, I'll come back and I pick up the clothes and go off and fold them. That's to like the right direction over. Must have depend for the day because you know I'm so used to like having to like deal with laundromats a different time of the days for like different type of work schedule and stuff like that. So now I hit the dry cleaners late, my stuff and so I pick up the habit and just like coming to in the house late, removing my clothes and stuff and just dumping them on the space. Yeah, going out to take my shower and then eventually somewhat sleeping for the night because I'm on the schedule over here. I'll have to go off and grab another space to like work. So by the time I'm done over here, after 2 or 3 days, yeah, if I finally get the time to go off and clean the house and stuff due to the work schedule on the day. Sometimes businesses might be open during daytime, sometimes they might not be open during nighttime or holidays more on a special time. So sometimes I miss a haircut or two more on the stuff on a special time. Yeah, and that's why you catch me with extra clothes on the stuff and that, but at the same time I pile up like stuff. That is to go off and like be moved very quickly, especially like cleaning the car, or like cleaning the house, like cleaning some spaces and that myself. We gotta find out I'm on schedule tomorrow, and then whatever is piled up can I go off and be met with a certain schedule on especially. Like I want a new ID, but at the same time my work schedule is only doing business hours more on especially. So now, yeah, the public space where is not open during a holiday. So now I might go off and take a day off, or wait for a day off to happen on my own space where what's up. Yeah, so it's things like that that leads to like regular hustle more on the space. Or when you're busy, you have other things to do. So yeah, but I don't know, man. So I'm here temporarily, and I'll try to make this space my house. So that's how I dress, everything on the space. So yeah, I don't know, man. Somewhere I try to figure out, you know, why is it I got all these knuckleheads on my space. Yeah, I'm back inside the United States, so I'm probably lose the suitcase again. Probably toss a whole bunch of clothes away. Originally, I didn't intend to stay in the United States for more than 6 months, but then eventually, I was like, well, I'm back in the U.S., so we are first-class citizens, and now I got this group of transnational police network over here, especially this white female group, intentionally finding time to like disrupt my activities and go off and do illegal stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm back in the United States as a first-class citizen, so I can now have the police network and the lawyers go off and create problems for me and then arrest me and put me in front of a judge over here. When they expect that because I'm there illegally or something like that I'm gonna let immigration go off and be my judge and just be like a bitch on the space of that. So by the time I'm inside the United States, yeah, ICE does not deal with me. Because I said again, for you to even revoke that passport that I have right here, you better find a good reason systematically. Because my lawyer over there is going to eat you up. Right. I have no terrorist ties, nothing like that. Myself, American veteran. Yeah, these were all things. The same way that I did my business with, because I was young back then. I was like in my 20s. Yeah, they give me the passport. They would give me the passport at age 22 when I was serving in the military over there. Yeah, to be able to like be inside the deployment zone over there, and nothing more patriotic, right? To like go off and like get American citizenship while you're deploying with Americans inside the war zone. Yeah, they're dying and burying their sons. It's how it feels weird, and that protect their territory and their sovereignty on a special for the mission that they want to engage as a dynasty. So by the time you're down there, we're finding with like some real lines that like a season on a special side. Yeah, they give you the ability to go off and I feel even more, much more patriotic to go off and raise an American flag and then obtain American citizenship. Back then I was young, so I was like, yo, I don't need that shit over here. Yeah, so I didn't even do it during my deployment over here. So I was like, yo, I ain't got time for this shit. Yeah, I don't know. Let me go off and like I'll prepare for the next mission over here. What's up? Yeah, I don't know. I send that citizenship for me in the mail, so yeah, and then I don't know. It wasn't until I came back. I was like, well, go off and grab that passport over here. And by the time I was done with him, I didn't even know that for like even a day. I did myself a favor to like lock myself in inside the citizenship system in the American special instead of being a green card. Yeah, I just going off to renew the green card. So somewhere locking myself, yeah, for like a citizenship under less than 1 day. Grant me a sovereignty here underneath our protection of a law system with a civil case and civil rights that cannot be exploited by federal corruption. Yeah, remember to that made sure that my social security and my money and my free gravestone is there. Well, I don't know, man. Which one would you have chosen? Yeah, the Frenchman over there that served in like Morocco during World War II. Yeah, that was not in Martinique over there, teaching me how to go off and like I don't know, do farm stuff on the face of that. What he got from his government was just like a house on the property. Yeah, a small house like that with like a ton of acres. Yeah, acres that probably go back all the way back to that hotel over there. So you got this small house and then with you a whole bunch of land where you just grow crops on there. And he just sell to the local market. I was like an ex-military man. That's over in Morocco over there. Yeah. So in that space area, while he's alone around the space area raising the entire crops around the space, and he has all that land and stuff. Yeah, on there he has my grandmother over there stripping naked for him. Yeah. So over there while he's back there inside the wall over there. What's up? Yeah, he has like my grandmother over him with the big butt and the big titties over him. Yeah, going off to like someone cook for him, and then we you give him massages late at night. While both of them are getting the freak on over him. I'm like the child over him in the backyard over him, having the space to go off and like someone eat, play, and study, and then go about my affairs over. What's up? Right. Well, yeah, this little is romp, my grandmother over him. I give her a space over here to go off and work and make money and feed me along the way. Yeah, so he's living his harem over there with like I don't know, a stepchild or something. My new son. Yeah, being my grandmother's boyfriend. Right, so they gave him that house over there. And I only think his kids, I was not seeing his kids. Maybe he had a few kids on, especially, but by the time it's done over there, the house over there might be worth like $100,000 to $200,000 or something. But the entire acre, maybe millions of dollars, just because of how competitive the new economy will go off and try to buy every property around the space area just to flip it inside to a hotel, and then move a couple prisoners in there to go off and like someone act as a fake staff. So they go off and collect money over that space area or try to sell it as a group. Right. So that's the French model over here. It's like give away free land. And they do go off and build their house and then eventually hold their harem and their kids and their families on the space like. What's his man over here? That's way to like I don't know, $4,000 a month. Yeah, so I get like $4,000 a month for the rest of my life with him. So I don't know. I could my rest of my life. I was like I don't know how old am I for right now? 38. I just say the next 20 years I get $4,000 a month. All right. The next 50 years. I'm 38, so the next 50 years I might be 86. If I'm still alive, for like 50 years directly. Yeah, I get like $2.5 million. I think that's about $2.5 million. So I get about $3 million from my own government over here, just for cash payments. I get $3 million over the next 50 years or so. Yeah. And then somewhere on top of that, I get a free interest-free a debt that I get for a house over here that I could go off and buy with no cash payment on hand and stuff like that. So they literally have that network over here that then let me go off and buy a house for just like maybe like no down payment whatsoever, like no increase in interest, nothing like that. So I could just walk in with a contract and then go off and be a candidate over a network where like a bank already make a guarantee, you know, me over here to go off for like someone own a house over here for like 40 to 50 grand. That just really like the same type of house that they will go off and make. Yeah, on top of my free $3 million that I get more on the space here. So I get another free house that's paid for itself on the space a lot. Yeah, because the mortgage is pretty low, by like $3,000 a month, which is like nothing. Yeah, it's just because of the fact that it's a debt. You took a debt for like $300,000, so they make the payments $3,000 a month on the space here. So like the maximum amount of time you could go off and pay off that debt. I pay the least interest has been accrued over time. Or go off for like somewhat pay the fastest. Yeah, to make sure you could go off and like finish paying for everything or own everything without the final bill kicking in, and then eventually you yourself can go off and rent out this space here and go off and make your extra money over time. Yeah, so somewhere where I pay like $3,000 a month for like a $300,000 home. That could be one of these right here, one of those. One of the space like this cat right here. And that was the same one that I caught over here. And I have a feeling I might have to bribe this cat over here. But yeah, it's like one of the streets. I don't know if he'll start coming over my space over here. I was like that cool cat. I start mowing on that space here. I got that dog over here. Yeah, they'll go off and like somewhat be triggered any reaction. Yeah, due to like animal instincts on the space here. My dude, I got jackals and like jaguars around the space. That was the main thing I was watching out for in this desert over here. I'll go off and sleep in the open. The mountain cats and the mountain lions, yeah, because they're around the space over here sometimes. Yeah, and scorpions, especially fucking scorpions or something. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Somehow God chose me to go off and wake up under this night sky over there. With money in my pocket over here to go off and call up the chicks with the pierced nipples. Yeah, to be in my shower right there. Right. While you did all that over here to make sure I couldn't get money from the ATM. All for what? Oh no, man. Yeah, I said I got work to go off and do, which is really to like measuring densities in that three-dimensional film with some data to then go off for like translate that data into a digital data, a unique signature on the space. So again, I use a system that's like this glass over here. Yeah, if you can't see up close and personal without the light being on, that'd be an example of that glass, what that glass look like up close. Without the energy state being on it inside that system itself. And then in there I have a whole bunch of parameters that describe luminosity, reflection, all sorts of stuff that's related to like its reality, its non-energized or excited state. Yeah, and then which I describe its excited state over here. I'll go off and put the energy passing through it, and the interactivity that it has with the real world physics. That's related to the material that's being contained on and being passed through with respect to time and the density and the filler on it, specifically on something up to a certain distance. Yeah, so then I'll go off and create a unique database for like a unique set of data that I collect, which is the measurement of the system itself and the density of the space that I go off and measure, and then I reattach it. I reconfigure it back inside of an analog system. That'll be for the human eye, but that analog system over here can be used as a compressing method. Yeah, to go off and reduce data to like smaller size into symbols, to then go off and like someone assign that unique system into a unique database. That then go off and save time and like resources like the size, the data transmission, to go off and like someone compress, showing the file size, and then use it as a unique encryption to be able to quickly translate the patterns of like the ability to communicate over a space or a surface, and make it as quick as possible by just removing weight or the frizz. Like, yeah, some I cannot make this up, man. So in order to like transfer from like digital system to like back into real world physics, that's why I use compression. I compare compression or like a system that's with the compression to hydraulics. Because it's a smooth system that they will waves very slowly to be able to push out energy. Without that energy itself turning into like a quick spark of fire, dry gas that go off and become too ionized, and then someone hit up a sensor spot or the machine system over and cause damage within it. Right. So that's why I refer to some of this system over, and then I go back inside the domain of chemistry to be able to describe computer logic and systems like food over. Yeah, so food is chemistry. Once you introduce the chocolate to like the water or like the ice or what's up, it turns into a different chemistry. Like it might lose certain properties or certain electrons or certain protons from it. Yeah, that'll go somewhere else due to the energy being transferred in a raw format, hot versus cold. Yeah, the hot is attracted to the coldness on the space outside. So somewhere the heat expand or it compresses, and then eventually to that reaction itself, energy is released from the atoms, and eventually the free molecules start to roam around the space outside. And then eventually that changes the complexity of the food system over here, because of the fact that the food and the chemical reaction cannot be redone due to the fact that something disappeared from it. So and that intricate molecular level is too tiny to go off and like someone rebuild some of the species or some of the system in that same shape for that particular time itself for what it was. So time happened forward, things move into different direction, and then you have things that go still on the space of that. And then chemical reactions happen over time, depending on what it's in, and then solidified as like food on the space of that. So I like to use food to go off and describe some things that happen within the digital system or what's up. Yeah, so I said I have to go off of like some assign real world measurements that do like density systems back into an analog system that's when we unwrap into a unique system that then go off and become a unique compressed system that can again be used to go off and also redirect electricity, because of the fact that it creates a unique pattern especially to distribution of information even faster on a smaller size, on a smaller system. So that natural pattern, that system itself will go off and like be somewhat folded again to go off and like somewhat transmit data information even faster than before, just because of how optimal that space and that shape is. Right. So someone have to do all that specific somehow, and then someone assign a digital value, put inside a database, a container with a unique software package that can then be employed into compatible hardware and system that are low powered, low powered, low voltage, but like high storage capacities for like both energy and data on the space of time. So I'm entering microwatts, especially where I could go off and run computer systems that used to take 500 watts. Yeah, to go off and energize. Let's go off and run one program on one system. Based off that system over here, what's up? That system can be done with something that's like less watt than this current light bulb on the space here. Yeah. So this system over here could probably go off and run Crysis 3 on it. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know how to put that. Yeah, calculate Crysis 3. Yeah, being run on like a low voltage system that's like lesser wattage than this light bulb over there. Yeah, I don't know. That's how up to my big brick. I've never stopped running ever since then. So I don't know what this dude is on. Maybe he's gonna beat me in something. I'll try to figure out what. I just couldn't. Disgusting.